What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video today. We're going to be doing another Manchester City transfer update. We are going to be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the summer 2021 transfer window. So if you want to stay in the loop with the latest Manchester City transfer news first and fast, and make sure that you do subscribe. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Aiming for 16k subscribers. We're now less than 200 subscribers away from that goal, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. My social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. I'm actively looking for a sponsor for them daily Manchester City transfer updates, so a good business proposition there for anyone that is interested. Don't forget also, leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video. Like goal is 300 likes once more, and also leave your thoughts in the comments below of what you make of these transfers. I'm always interested in what you do have to say. So we're going to start off first with the outs, and we've got an update on Sergio Aguero. Now what I'm going to say is, if you're a big fan of Sergio Aguero, you're probably not going to like what I'm reporting. You're probably not going to like what I'm also thinking about Sergio Aguero as well. So the update on that is Jose Alvarez, who's reliable with Sergio Aguero information because, well, he's friends with the player and he speaks to the player. And he's reporting that Sergio Aguero, he's got a contract offer from Barcelona over a free contract move for him in the summer. And Aguero is interested. Aguero has mentioned on Twitch that he's just focused until the end of the season only on Manchester City. From there, who knows? Sergio Aguero's contract is up June 30th, 2021. There is a distinct possibility that, for the large majority of fans, we may never see Sergio Aguero in a competitive game in a Manchester City shirt at the Etihad Stadium ever again, which makes me really, really sad. The clock is ticking for a new contract for him. He's not getting playing time. He's fit. He's ready to go. He wants to play. Pep isn't giving him minutes. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's a long-term thing where Pep's thinking Aguero isn't going to be here at the end of the season, but the only way he can prove that he wants to be at Manchester City, and as far as that, my understanding is that Aguero does still want to be at Manchester City. The only way we're going to realistically keep Aguero at City is if he's given that opportunity, and he hasn't at this moment in time been given that opportunity. It will come, rest assured, and when it does come, Aguero, he needs to score goals. He needs to prove his fitness. At the moment, that just has not happened, and like I said, we're nearly at the final international break of the season before we have the final rush until the end of the season. So lots of games still to come. I'm not overly concerned. Everything seems to be pointing right now, though, Aguero leaving Manchester City, which I wanted Aguero to retire here. I want Aguero to remain here for a very long time until he says he no longer wants to play football. That's how much Aguero means to Manchester City, how much he means to me and this football club. And so if he does leave, I'm going to be very, very upset if that does happen. So I am hoping that he'll be given that opportunity. He'll take that opportunity, and we'll get Aguero on to at least another 12 months. If we are to say goodbye to Aguero, it can be done with City lifting trophies in front of a full capacity Etihad Stadium. Fingers crossed that does happen, because he deserves it 100%. Now moving on to another striker at Manchester City in the outgoings is Liam Delap. Now, Football League World have been reporting that Liam Delap could well be loaned out by Manchester City next season. City eyeing a loan to the Championship for him. City apparently are carefully considering the right club for his development. He's banging in the goal for Manchester City's elite team, elite development squad at this moment in time. But the under-23 football, it isn't that competitive, and certainly the Championship is a lot more competitive. And I think he would thrive off getting 46 games under his belt in the Championship, playing in a nice attacking football team where he is going to score goals. So I think the right move for him has to be carefully considered by City. So I'm happy that this has been reported. A couple of teams have been chucked out there, including Derby County, Stoke City and AFC Bournemouth. They've all been mentioned. Going off them three clubs, not too sure what their style of... I would say Bournemouth naturally, but I don't know their style of football since Eddie Howe's left. I haven't watched too much Championship football, if I'm completely honest, so I am no expert on how attacking they are and how many goals they would score. What I would hope is that City would look at the statistics, look at the teams that are dominating possession, because that's how City play, and look to put him in a team that plays of a similar style to us. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the right decision does get made there. Now, moving on to the ins, we've got a little Lionel Messi update now. Barcelona, they have had their presidential election. Their new president is Joan Laporta, the former Barcelona president who goes back to his old job. His first job is going to be sitting down with Lionel Messi and his dad to sort out his future. The despite rumours, that has not happened as of yet. Lionel Messi, he's happy to stay at Barcelona, of course, until the end of the season. PSG, they are being linked a lot more than what Manchester City are right now. I think there is a reason for that, because I think City is starting to look at alternative players at this moment in time. Now, what would not surprise me at all is Lionel Messi signing a new contract at Barcelona. I think Laporta giving some promised that Lionel Messi can continue with his demands and being the club legend and getting what he wants. I think that would be enough to secure him onto a new contract at Barcelona. And I think Messi would want to give some demands about some players that he'd want promising to him that would be brought in. And my gut feeling at the moment is I think that Barcelona are looking at 2 attackers at this moment in time. They want to pay money for one, and I think they're looking at bringing a free contract in. I think that'll either be Memphis Depay or Sergio Aguero, and I can see Lionel Messi saying to Barcelona, if Aguero does leave, he wants him to come to Barcelona. Bringing his friend Aguero to Barcelona, I think, might be enough to keep Messi in Barcelona and keep out Messi from obviously Manchester and Paris. It's PSG that are trying to float the money and chuck money at Lionel Messi. And my understanding is, again, I don't think Messi is enjoying the approach that PSG are going along. He wants his future to be kept nice and quiet, and a big decision will be made come the summer. I reckon, just my own personal feeling, I reckon it will be a new contract at Barcelona. I think he's happy with the new president that's been brought in, and so we'll go from there and we'll see what happens. But again, his future needs sorting, just like Aguero's does. Eric Garcia, again, the new president, could choose to bring him in on a free contract. It'd make sense going off their finances, because their finances are dire, to say the least, at this moment in Barcelona, and they're currently looking at trying to sell players before they can bring players in. They can bring players in on free contract, of course, but in terms of actually spending money, they're going to have to sell before they buy. Now, moving on to another attacker, we've got an Mbappe update from David Ornstein. Now, City, they're thought to not actively be pursuing Kylian Mbappe because of his high wage demand. Manchester City, they are not willing, this is very interesting, to break their wage structure, which is going to upset the apple cart, including players like Kevin De Bruyne and Raheem Sterling, and getting them onto new deals, which is what City are currently working on, both De Bruyne and Raheem Sterling. And City know that any player that does come in, these players are going to be demanding that they match these high earners that get brought in, and Mbappe would come in and be the highest earner at Manchester City, and so players like De Bruyne and Sterling would want that to be matched, and it's just going to then spiral our wage structure out of control. So it's not really how City would do their business. But if we bring Lionel Messi in, then I just don't see us doing that either, because that's going to upset the apple cart, because he'll be on a lot of money. So we'll see what City do. I can see City doing typical City, being nice and careful, nice and slow in the market, assessing all the options, getting plan A, B, C and D all in place, and if they need to move on to alternative targets, they will do so, for whom they may be. I know a couple of names, but past that, I'm not that sure. Now, moving on to a new name, Nuno Mendes. Now, Record in Portugal are reporting that Nuno Mendes is a target for Manchester City. He plays for Sporting Lisbon. He's a left-back. He's 18 years old. Manchester City, of course, do have a partnership in place with Sporting Lisbon, so this move would make sense, City utilising that partnership. Of course, Pedro Porro, playing for Manchester City, has already utilised that partnership with Sporting Lisbon. He's currently out on loan there. Manchester City apparently keen to use Pedro Porro for negotiations for Nuno Mendes to help bring him into Manchester City. City attacker is where all eyes are this summer. City also, though, having a look at left-backs as well, so identifying an 18-year-old left-back probably would make sense. He has a release clause of 70 million euros. Manchester City definitely will not be going as high as 70 million euros, considering we just let Angelino, who's now left and joined RB Leipzig on a permanent basis, of course, now that he's met the threshold for that move to have been made permanent. And by the way, he keeps saying a lot of stuff in the media, by the way, Angelino does. Then, yeah, we'll just let a good player like Angelino leave. Didn't really suit the system, so to spend big money on bringing an 18-year-old left-back in, when in my opinion Angelino, we could have found a way to work if we'd adapted. We chose not to adapt, and then choose to spend, what, I mean, 70 million euros? We're talking like 3 times the amount of what we let Angelino leave for. It just doesn't make sense. So unless that deal comes right down, and I mean right down, I have doubts on this story. I'm sure it's just one of them cases where City just showing interest more than anything else. Now, moving on to our final story, we have a massive update on Erling Haaland. Strap yourselves in. Here we go. Daily Mail, they're reporting first contact has been made by Manchester City to the entourage of Erling Haaland. Daily Mail have said that there is a clause in Erling Haaland's contract for that move to be made permanent this summer. Fee, £90 million. One condition, that has to be paid in one lump sum this summer for that move to be made permanent. Chelsea interested, Real Madrid interested, Barcelona interested as well. The only way we sign Erling Haaland is if we move quickly, and if this is to be believed, if this is true, this is Manchester City moving early to sign Erling Haaland on a permanent basis for Manchester City. It's believed £90 million. I can see Dortmund maybe looking for a little bit more if that clause isn't completely true. I can see Man City spending maybe £80 to £90 million on signing a permanent Sergio Aguero long-term successor. And in my opinion, Erling Haaland is a fantastic choice for that to happen. If all this is true, I want City to make this happen. City have great relationships with Erling Haaland's father, of course. He played for Manchester City. We know that Erling Haaland likes Manchester City. He's liked a ton of stuff from Manchester City in the past, on Twitter and other social medias as well. So I don't think it would be too hard to convince Erling Haaland to come to Manchester City, to be our new striker and get a starting position. Imagine the goals Erling Haaland would be scoring for Manchester City with how offensive and attacking our football style can be. He will thrive, in my opinion, under Pep Guardiola. £90 million is an absolute steal. Two problems. Raiola, his agent, City though believed to be keen to work with him to try and make that transfer happen. Yes, we're going to have to pay more in agent fees. Yes, we're going to have to pay more in bonuses. In my opinion, that needs to happen because he's world class. Make it happen. Bring him in. Second problem, wage structure that we mentioned before about Messi and Mbappe. Haaland will probably want to be the highest paid player at Manchester City. Sometimes you've got to bite the bullet. If Sterling and De Bruyne want to be the highest paid, if City regard them as being high paid players, the main men at City, give them the wage. If not, say no. To me, Erling Haaland, missing out on him, particularly to another Premier League team like Chelsea, unforgivable. If we've got an opportunity to sign Haaland, and I firmly believe that we have, we should be doing everything we can to bring him in. If that means breaking the wage structure, paying more money than what we normally would, go and do it. How often do you get a chance to bring in a wonderful goal-scoring, complete package in a striker like Erling Haaland? It's a great time. City looking at attackers. I hope we go and make that happen. Only way it can happen though, moving early, and that is seemingly what is happening. Daily Mail, Jack Gaughan, it's quite reliable information, so fingers crossed it's true. I'm certain there'll be more developments on this, and when there is, I'll be the first to bring it to you. So make sure you do stay tuned for that. Subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Like I said, when it gets to the summer transfer window, we'll be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates to keep everybody up to date with the latest contract news, incomings, and outgoings. Don't forget also social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, my email also in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, like I said, daily City transfer updates, big sponsorship opportunity for anyone that is interested, business email in the description below. Don't forget also, leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video, aiming for 300 likes, and also let me know your thoughts in the comments below with regards to these transfers. I'm always interested in what you do have to say. So I'll see you all again very soon. So I've been JSGC. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. I hope everyone is safe and well too. Peace. Ciao for now.